It is time now for Great Day Food. Now, maybe you want to break your own, I should say bake. You could break bread with your friend. How about make your own bread? I do not do this. It sounds so intimidating, but we're going to learn how we can start.
Sourdough from scratch, as Kara just mentioned, it sounds a little intimidating, but it doesn't need to be. Here with some simple tips to help us get started is our friend Michelle Nicholson, owner of the Flour Girl in Hebron. So good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
This was such a big deal during the COVID time. Everyone was starting their own sourdough, and I'm like, what are they doing? It seems so difficult. And you and I were talking, and you said, it's actually not that hard.
It's not that bad. No, it's not. I mean, I think it's just a matter of getting your starter going and then sticking with the recipe that you can trust.
Is mine going to come out as beautiful as yours?
Well, I mean, we've practiced a lot.
Yeah, you've got a lot of practice.
So we're working hard on this at this point. So I don't know as if I can say yours is going to come out this good first. But I think the key,
as long as I have some expectations that it's not going to be perfect.
No, it's not going to be perfect. But the key to the to our breads is that we do all of these different flavors.
Okay.
So you've got at home, it's really easy to make the classic sourdough bread, which is just going to have no additional flavorings in it, right? Flour, salt, and water, and your starter, which is also just flour and water.
Flour, salt, and water. So yes, like baking for dummies. How do we make sourdough starter?
So making a sourdough starter is actually not that easy, but there are a lot of places where you can buy it. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them, but you can buy it a lot of places.
They just give you like a little bit of
something? You can
buy,
like King Arthur sells a little sourdough starter.
They seriously do?
Yeah, they do.
At
and
the
it
store?
Just comes, at the store you can order it, and then you grow your starter with them.
How do you grow it?
So you feed it.
Okay, so people when they're talking about I gotta feed my sourdough,
it's like
it's alive. You like put it in the fridge and it's like little shop of horrors. You're feeding it every day.
So we have our sourdough. We have our sourdough starter after we make our bread every day. Part of what we have to do is feed the starter. Now we feed our starter 18 quarts at a time. So we have like huge bins of the starter that grow overnight, and as it grows, it's activating all of that that rising capability, and then it gets mixed into the bread again the next day.
So then you take what does it look like? Like a mushy thing, and you take it and put it into flour?
It looks like a glob of really wet dough.
So you feed the glob every day?
You feed the glob, it grows.
Okay.
And then you take some of it out and you use it to make the bread, and you don't put any regular yeast in it. The glob itself grows the rest of the bread. And
that's why some people, even gluten-sensitive folk, talk to your doctor, but they often can eat your bread or pure sourdough because why is it healthier? So it's healthier because a lot of people think that it's because it doesn't have gluten in it. That's not true. It has gluten in it. Actually, we use high gluten flour, but the amount of time that it takes the bread to rise makes it easier for you to digest. If you use a commercial yeast, bread is going to be risen in a couple hours, and that's only that much time that the flour is sitting and breaking down before it hits the oven. But because we're using a traditional sourdough yeast, it takes almost 12 to 14 hours to rise. So that's all of that extra time for it to break down. It's easier to digest.
So this is not like I'm going to have this done in 30 minutes.
No, you don't just decide to make sourdough. And if you're going to make your starter, it's going to take a couple weeks to get it to the spot where you can start using it.
If you're going to make your starter, but you recommend going out and getting the starter.
I feel like if you're just going to play around with it, absolutely. Okay. I mean, I made my own starter, but that was years ago. King Arthur's a great brand.
They're out of Vermont, right?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so buy a King Arthur starter, feed your glob.
Feed your glob, and then use it to make your bread. And you can find so many recipes online. I mean, the simpler the better. You're looking for flour, water, and salt.
You brought all these beautiful things.
Yeah, I did.
What smells so amazing?
So you've got 2 sweet breads on here and 2 savory breads on here. We do almost 80 different varieties of sourdough bread. We do about 8 a week.
80 different varieties.
It's crazy how much you can put into sourdough, and we get a little crazy with it sometimes. But this is one of our staples. This is the cranberry honey walnut. I know you've had this one before. That's got it's a sweeter bread, good breakfast bread, nice and hearty. We have a snickerdoodle sourdough, and we have all of these this week. This has got cinnamon and white chocolate chips in it.
Stop it.
And it's a really sweet bread. You could easily put cream cheese on that.
That would be delicious.
And have it for dessert.
Wait, can I also say that I know a lot of folks are trying to cut back on carbs, eat more protein. You're saying that your sourdough, a good sourdough, has as much protein as an egg.
Correct. Yeah.
Really?
So if you have a slice of sourdough for breakfast
with an egg on top,
with an egg on top,
more,
it's more protein. You have a high protein breakfast at that point.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Can you just go through which this is the
savory?
favorite?
So this is one of our favorites. This is a dill pickle sourdough.
Oh, how fun.
So this has dill pickle, sharp cheddar cheese, and just a little bit of ranch seasoning in it. Oh my God, and then I also brought just the classic, so that has no additional flavorings or seasonings.
Oh my gosh, my daughter would love this because, pickles are trending.
Pickles are very trendy.
This is hilarious.
And it's so delicious.
It's so good. It tastes like the Deep River dill pickle chips.
You can eat it by itself.
That is amazing.
It would make an amazing, like, patty melt, turkey sandwich, grilled cheese. Yeah.
Do
you have stuff like that?
You don't have to line up for these. We just have them.
Okay.
Have them all the time.
Is it just bread, or do we get sandwiches at your place too?
You can get sandwiches at our cafe. So we have 2 different buildings. You go to the bakery, go to the cafe.
So I could go get a turkey sandwich on pickle bread.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
How were your holidays?
They were good. Busy.
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 And there's no downtime in the bakery.
There is no downtime because I feel like the bread, it goes right from sweets at Christmas to the bread because people are looking for this when they go into the New Year's with their New Year's resolutions.
Well, look no further. You shall find. You can find the Flour Girl Bakery at Cafe at 12 and 14 Main Street in Hebron.
Yes, and we will be at Parkville Market actually Saturdays through all of January as well,
great.
doing a pop-up.
Parkville Market right in Hartford.
Right in Hartford.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
we're doing a
I
pop-up
love them.
booth there.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, so if we can't make it to Hebron, go to Parkville.
Yes, so for everyone who's on the other side of the river who never gets to come to Hebron and see us.
Will we have cinnamon rolls there?
No.
No. Okay, never mind. Got to go to Hebron for the cinnamon rolls and take your place in line.
Okay, right. Still ahead of us Tuesday afternoon. We're going to get kicking off